Today is the 15th anniversary of a disappearance that touched off the most intense manhunt in the city's history. On June 7, 1962, a fifth grader at the Immaculate Conception School in Bloomfield vanished, and no trace of the youngster has ever been found.
The case has never been closed. It remains a bizarre story without an ending. In the minds of most people, Mary Ann Verdecchia will always be 10 years old, but if she's still alive, she is now 25 years of age. It was 15 years ago today, on June 7th, 1962. Mary Ann came home for lunch to this house at 119 Morewood Avenue, where she lived with her aunt, Mrs. Ruth Riley. She changed into play clothes, ran across the street to run an errand for a neighbor, Mrs. Gorman. Mary Ann then went to an apartment building on Baum Boulevard to run another errand. That's where she was last seen. She was in the fifth grade at the Immaculate Conception School in Bloomfield. She wasn't an A student, had no particular hobbies. Her teachers described her as a happy but a lonely child. Her parents had long been separated. Her mother, Marilyn, who worked as a waitress in Chicago, was brought back to Pittsburgh for questioning. But like hundreds of other suspects, Mrs. Verdecchia could offer no clues to her daughter's disappearance. The hunt that followed lasted weeks. It included helicopters, Boy Scouts, canine dogs, hundreds of police officers and volunteers. It still is considered the most intense in the city's history.
It was the one case that created, more interest in any case that I recall.
There's never been a clue. There has never been...
No, that's one of the reasons it has been an outstanding case. And basically because of her young age, 10 years of age, and never being able to determine whether she was murdered or whether she was kidnapped. Although I feel very, very, strongly that foul play was involved.
In 1962, school closed on June 15th. The school picnic was held the following Wednesday. There was a little boy whom Mary Ann wanted to take to that picnic. He was 11 at the time. Timothy Gorman still lives on Morewood Avenue. He's 26 now, but he has vivid memories of Mary Ann Verdecchia.
She sort of was my girlfriend, but as I was saying before, perhaps I was more interested in baseball at the time. I remember she was looking forward to going to Kennywood with me a couple of days before she was missing.
Your mother was perhaps the last person to ever see her alive. Did she spend a lot of time at your house?
Yes, she lived roughly catty-corner from my house, and she got along very well with my mother. There was almost no age difference, so to speak. And she would come over just like a housewife and just talk.
Was she a happy little girl?
Definitely. I don't think she had any problems at all.
Do you have any idea of what might have happened to Mary Ann?
Well, I have a lot of things that I have speculated, and some things that my mother told me that I can remember, but really to find out exactly what happened at this point in time would be impossible because of the time span.
Do you think she's still alive?
No.
Officially, Mary Ann Verdecchia is still listed as a missing person. No one wants to think she met with foul play. And yet, after 15 years, that fear is the only logical conclusion one can reach. This is Eleanor Schano, Eyewitness News.